Today I'm going to talk about some frequently asked questions, and real simple, about the amendment to the listing agreement and also an amendment to the agreement of purchase and sale. Sometimes people confuse these two, and actually sometimes people didn't even know we had to. So here we go. A little bit about the amendment to the listing agreement. The reality is this. The purpose of this is to be used for price changes, extensions, or expiry dates, or adding some remarks. An example could be somebody who said to you, you know what, we've had it on the market for a couple of weeks and it's just not working out, I don't think. So why don't we check maybe doing a price change? So traditionally you're going to see information like this is pretty straightforward, but here's where I want to take you to here. Now here's a sample of what I've done. For example, I'll show you here a price change. Example, $950,000, new price change is now $924,900. Expiry date, well, we had originally on the 25th of September. Now we're going to extend it to October 31st, 2021. Or maybe we even want to add some remarks or add something to it. I've used an example of, included the Maytag washer and dryer that is now located in the basement. Again, just specifically, we're just doing these forms to make sure that we understand it's an amendment to the actual listing agreement. Couple of rules of thumb though, we want to make sure that the listing is still active, is still available, and things like that, that it hasn't expired. So you can't do this obviously after it's expired. Signature of this is going to be done by your client's seller. In this case here, you will sign this on behalf of the brokerage, which you have the authority to do, and it's that simple. There's your amendment to the listing agreement. And it's really to keep in compliance also with our board, the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board, and makes it simpler about easily doing this at night, in the morning, whatever you'd like to do. Our next one that I would like to just touch base on again is the amendment to the agreement of purchase and sale. Now, again, this form is going to be used when we have something that's already been accepted. Again, pretty straightforward about who the players are in this case, both buyers and sellers. Now, the reality is, though, with an amendment to the agreement of purchase and sale, that either party can generate this. So it could be coming from a seller or it can come from the buyer. Regardless of who it's coming from, both have to agree to it. So an amendment could be, and I used an example, for example, say a closing date. So if a closing date, say you want to extend it and the buyer goes, or you know what, we've arranged financing and we're really happy with all that and that's all been done. But you know that closing date that we talked about during the offer presentation, we can do it. So maybe we can be amicable and do that change here. So the amendment to the agreement of purchase and sale could be simple as that. But one thing I want you to understand, you cannot use the amendments to take out conditions. That's not what this was designed for. The amendment to the agreement of purchase and sale, as I said, and I'll show you the example here, a buyer wants to delete, for example, closing date July the 4th, 2021, and insert a new closing date July 29th, 2021. They will initial it, they'll sign it, but if it is not accepted by the seller in this case, it stays to the original agreement. So, having said that, that's basically the differences between these forms and why you would use them. I hope this has helped, and sometimes it's okay to reach out if you need some clarity at any time to the leadership team. Have a great day, guys.